Go ahead.
The question is, have you seen an altar in your life or an altar in your family? Go and search your progress, relationships, children, bank account. He wants this. Oh, and check your bank account. Also, we have a prayer point, which is to look into your family, and this includes your father and your mother and your own family, and look into the past 20 years to see if there is any progress in your family, and see if you have created altars against yourself or one was set up against you, and to look at the good and the bad and the ugly, and especially to be honest with yourself.
There we go. So, Vicky, you can explain to us what that means.
That means you are to sit down and take time to do this. Write down the things. Make sure you have a quiet so you can actually focus. And write down the things that you say your family is lacking. A good way to come up with those things is to write down the things that you're not lacking, and where there's been progress in your family, and where everything has stayed the same. If nothing's moved, then you haven't progressed, and that would be the thing you would write as, in the last 20 years, everything's the same with money. Okay, we haven't progressed with money. Everything's the same in your job. No one's risen in their level of employment. Okay, stagnation in job. Next thing, everyone's unhealthy. Sickness says no one's in health. Just make a comparison, make a graph, or however you want to do it. Just make it your own and visible where you can actually learn it from what you're looking at. Homework, assignments. Should I go on?
Yes, go on.
Okay, so we've been learning about altars and how there is altars out there that we have no idea that even are out there. They're either working for us or they're working against us. And if we look at our paper that we've put together as we are not progressing, you're going to see what altars are possibly out there that are working against you. So that's the main reason why you're going to make this list of all the non-progress years, you could say, in the last 20 years. And then you're going to look at it and say, hey, how the heck did this altar get started? Was it my own self? What was I saying 20 years ago that I could have created this altar? Or was this altar created by somebody else? Someone I don't know, or somebody in the family? And you could try to see what's going on. And you're going to come up with something. There's no way you cannot
Program is on.
learn one thing. You're going to learn something by doing this. You're going to have some answers. They're going to surprise you. And something you thought wasn't a big deal, you're going to see like, oh yeah, this is a big deal. I didn't even recognize that it was affecting me. Or, oh, I need to fix this. And so the homework's the main important thing, to go back and do what we suggest, what Bishop suggested that we do. So there's nothing like not doing what we're told to do, because that would be like listening for no reason, and that would be not, that would be disobedience, and you're trying to fix your life, but then at the same time you're not going to do your assignment, which is going to fix your life. So uh, the main goal is everyone needs to make sure that they obey and do this for your own good and the good of your family members, your close ones,
Yeah.
and the ones you're responsible for.
Unless you're honest, you will be you will be you will suffer from persistent cycles of constant repeated same problem that has existed in your life, and you will keep blaming other people why you cannot handle a job. And you may not know that it's an altar that was erected for you and is working on you by default. I have seen families where they suffer from terrible anger problem. Terrible anger problem. A very minor issue. Very minor issue that somebody should overlook and move on. They will pour a lot of energy into things that are absolutely unnecessary. I see people engage in quarrel that are absolutely unnecessary. I was sitting at the front porch some months ago outside the house here, and somebody was outside the gate and was telling me, "Come here, come here, come here, come here, come here." I'm like, "What is the problem?" He said, "Come here, come here, come here. Did you not hear that somebody was shot at the other traffic light?" A lot of energy into such a thing, and that the cops is looking for whoever has a a whoever has a home camera about a particular um, car that came the wrong direction. I mean, if you see the energy and the passion into that, and and then the guy said, "Yeah, so you should go and look at your camera, your this thing, your security camera to see." I was very cold. Wasn't interested. I told him I'm not interested. I'm not interested. And he was shocked that that is the way I am. I'm not interested in such a thing. You see people quarreling over tiny little money. Tiny little. You see people's energy in things that their passion is not supposed to be in. And actually, they think that they are making money, whereas they are making nothing. You have to be honest with yourself about what are the visible and invisible, the secret or open altars. There are altars that we have created with our personalities. That's the way we want things to be. Some people, you go into somewhere, doors are open for you to do business and to succeed. People like you. You know how to keep things about yourself completely shut off from outsiders. You've erected a good altar for yourself, an altar for your personal survival. At your job, you don't mix job, you don't mix money, making money, with fun. I mean, your job could be fun, For example, like some girls and some boys that I've told, I'm talking about men and women, that I've told you go to your job, don't befriend anyone at your job. Don't try to befriend the boss. Don't do it. Don't talk about your relationships you have or you have had, divorces, your children, your family. Don't talk about your bank account, that you're poor or rich. Carry yourself high, be dignified. And they all didn't want to listen to me. They think they were smarter than me. And every job that I've given to them, out there they've all lost it. Because they do not want to listen. They start a business and I tell them the principles for them to abide. If you are after people for money, then you should not be after them for sex or for marriage or for relationship. If you're a business owner, you should never let people know exactly what you stand for and the principles by which you live for and live by. There are things we saw when we were growing up in our families, things that we saw. Some people in our families were not able to have children. Some of them till they pass away. They never had kids. My father is the only son of the mother. I think the only child. There are certain sickness you look at in your family, try to find out who has had it. If it's just starting with you, reject it, rebuke it, and say, nope, I'm not going to create any altar with my mouth nor my attitude. Do not give either nature nor human beings nor forces within nor outside our planets opportunity to help erect an altar against good things for your life. Let us look at I want, of course, you heard what Vicky said. It was actually what I spoke about yesterday. Be humble enough to see what are the good things that runs in your family and what are the bad things that has been running in your family. If drug runs in your family, alcoholism, you know what kind of altars are there. If depression and mental illness runs in your family, you have to know. There are people who they are doing well, they are healthy, they are able to keep a job. When once they get married, they lose their job, they lose their car, they lose their houses, they lose that marriage, and they start all over. If you see constant divorce in a family, we are not just talking of one person, so many people. It has been a repeated cycle over and over. Out of 10 sisters, only one is married. And later that marriage also fall apart. So 10 sisters are all divorced. And they were all married to almost the same type of men. And every other relationship they try to get into, the men are as ghetto as the ones they were marrying. If there is no millionaire in your family, you need to ask yourself, what has people been coming to do in your bloodline? You need to ask yourself those serious questions. You need to be honest with yourself. There are people who, over a tiny little thing, they will walk off the job and never come back. There are families where pimps all that's run, drug wars run, prostitution of the highest kind runs. For others, it's a secret altar whereby they do those things behind the scene. Some are murderers. People pay them money to go and murder people somewhere in the world. It runs in the family, and that family is known for that. You need to know what runs in your family, for good, for bad, or the ugly, and then decide how you yourself you are going to do things differently in your generation. That you will become someone that erects a good altar, that speaks on your behalf, instead of forces that you don't know nothing about, by default acting on your behalf. I know of cultures where during Christmas or New Year, the eldest person in that family, that wider family, in their lineage, goes to pour alcohol and offer food to the ancestors and call on everyone born into that family and ask the ancestral spirits to act on their behalf. Some of you do not know why it's not a good thing when you leave a nation where you never had opportunity for good things, for you always trying to always go back there. Unless you've decided that when you become an elderly person that you are going to retire to that nation where you were born, and your children are also going to retire there, then you are going to build houses there, develop businesses there. But also I want to warn you very seriously that if you want to do those things, I want you also to be prepared to clash with your family members who are going to ruin your life and take your money, who are going to fight you over your money and over the houses you're going to build in your original country. You better be prepared for war. Somebody like me, when I moved away, when God moved me away, and God is my witness, He moved me away. This is not that I'm trying to use God to justify me being in America, because there was a time that I wanted to leave. And two, one middle-aged, one almost elderly, one from England, one from California. He lives in Texas. And they told me, don't do it. They didn't know me. There are certain decisions that I want to make, and God will, from nowhere, He will bring somebody to come and talk to me. There are some names that I would have mentioned, but I will not mention it. When my kid's mother decided to move away, because they thought I made a great mistake to come to America to start all over, they didn't want to see the side of me that I had no control. My destiny, my money, my life, my assignment and achievement was tied to my coming to this country. So when she decided to do her own thing, the very day that she left, that I came back and she wasn't there, my home phone rang out of nowhere. And someone that I have full respect for, someone of European descendants, in his 70s, whom Miles Monroe has really helped. He called. So, where are you, son? I said, I'm here. And he started talking to me about what just happened. Out of nowhere! I've not told anybody about it. And God went and gossiped me to him. In the state where he is in America, in his office. He doesn't know nothing about that side of me. And he said to me, it's a good thing. Let her go. Don't think about it, son. Your destiny and your assignment has been given back to you. Your life has been given back to you. And many other things. People didn't know how I survive. When you've invested in someone and they decide to do you so much wrong, they and their families, because you're supposedly poor, and you will never amount to much, so they think. And out of nowhere, the call came. Because God doesn't want you to go and start calling the police, calling the immigration. And everybody start accusing you that you didn't allow somebody to have opportunity to become whatever they want to be. That was when God said to me that he loves me. And that one of the reasons why he loves me is because I'm honest. And number two, and that I have an innocent spirit and a childlike mindset. Unless when his spirit is upon me and I'm a different person altogether. And that I think about consequences a lot before I say something or act. If you see me say something that you will say, oh, I wish he didn't say it, it means that I'm not in control of it. Like, I have never come out to minister anywhere that I was in charge of. Never. Sometimes I'll prepare, fast pray, prepare very well to come and minister the word of life and to release the canons of power upon people from the gospel and directly from heaven. And I heard a voice, put your preparation aside. I don't need it. And I'm humble enough to put it aside. Honest enough to put it aside. Like yesterday. It takes one small thing that God said you should do for him to release money and power. Sometimes we want to have the entire crowd thinking that is where the money and everything is. And that becomes the reason why we are dead before our time. We are destroyed and we don't have no money. We don't have no investment, no business, nothing. And yet you see somebody that you think nothing is happening, and you go and look at their bank account, and you go and look at the investment. They have houses everywhere around the world. They have businesses everywhere. And most of the leaders you see, they have set them up. That's why right now I'm looking for pastors. I think I've seen some in our ministry. Because I'm no longer a pastor. I'm not allowed to. I started as one. Little did I know that I was originally born as a prophet, a real prophet. I had no idea. I thought you are consecrated to be a priest. That's who you are. You just function as a congregational pastor or into special ministry like what I'm doing. Little did I know that there are some people who are still born and ordained, anointed to be a prophet. It took me a long time for me to come to grapple with some of these things. So I'm looking for people, I'm looking for people who will be pastors over what we are doing, both now and in the future. Because I'm not going to step into what I don't belong. So right now I'm developing the office and the ministry of a prophet. I'm studying everything God is willing to teach me and to release me into and to pour into me. That's all I'm doing nowadays. Because you are doing something that you don't belong, the money doesn't come. That's why people like Elijah, Elisha were the richest people in their times. People like Daniel and Ezekiel. Some of these people were very wealthy, financially, materially. Because they enter into their office. And they didn't step into offices in which they do not belong, even if it looks lucrative. Because if you stay in the office that you belong, everything comes easy. Things offer themselves to you. Money, businesses, investments. The people you need to run those things are available right there and then. Because the atmosphere of who you are and what you are is running in you, is operating in you. Most of what I'm telling you happens because I dare to look at my family. I dare look at each person in the family. How did they live? How did they die? How old were they when they died? When they left the earth? What killed them? What kind of businesses did they have? Was there someone that dabbled into work with Lucifer or with the Queen of the Sea that decided to take the luck of everybody, the shining of everybody, and give to his own children, and curse the other siblings behind their back? And they thought he had their back, and he didn't. Things are not as black and white as we think they are. Certain things are sometimes a little bit more complicated. You have to really dig deep to really see what is in it. That is why when someone came to me to ask me to help repair the family compound, I refused. Why? Because I saw altars that were built against my father and my mother. My mother doesn't know. My father somehow knew. And even the man that I was named after didn't even know that there was an altar built, erected against him. He had scholarship to go overseas. The lineage came to him and told him, don't go. If you go, who will be in charge of all of this, all this land? And you know what they did? The same people who told him to stay back in the 1920s and 1930s or 1910s or whatever, same people, every day I saw them, took their bath and came and sat down in the family, in the parlor, in the living room of the family compound, drink, eat. And what did they do to the senior whom they bow before and was in charge of the whole land? And they said, don't go anywhere, don't go anywhere, stay with us. If you go, we are nothing. We will not be able to sell cocoa. I used to follow him to go and harvest cocoa from the cocoa farm that we had. Those same people directed him to sell off all those plantations. Everything. He died with no land to his name. They sold off everything. Where is their money? I didn't get any. When my father passed away, they all came to share all of my father's estate. But when their own, each of their parents passed away, they make sure that they didn't tell me. And now, when the curse of idika imeri has come, and everything come crumbling down, and people began to die from left, right, like Ulele put it, he said they die like flies, like COVID. And now they wanted idika imeri to come and help repair the ancient ruins. I said, that thing that is written there in the Bible, the repairer of whatever, that's not me. Mary, did you hear me? I said, that's not me.
Yes.
Yeah. Vigal, did you hear that?
Yeah. Hallelujah. I did.
Yep. I'm not the one to come and repair ancient ruins. Yeah. No way. If you are giving me a mansion in Virginia Beach, or in New York, or in Las Vegas, and you ask me to be the repairer of ancient ruins, then you write me a big check. Make sure that when you give me a title of being a repairer of ancient ruins, make sure that that title comes with a big check. Because you guys know what the African people say. They say, a big name kills small dogs. When you give a small dog a big title, the title will kill the dog. Big name kills small dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, big names kill small dogs. Like you pick a dog and you call the dog, you call the dog Lion, and the dog began to say, whoa, I'm a lion. Well, and then you decide to take the dog to the forest to go and hunt. And then the dog is, I'm a lion. Whoa! Big name kills small dogs, I'm telling you. Big titles kills. Big titles kills. Kill small people. Big titles kill small people. You go and carry the title of a husband and give to a small dog. Are you serious? I'm talking of human, I'm talking of men. Men, I'm not talking of dog. I'm playing with words here. You go and carry the title of a husband and give to a small dog of a man. Are you serious? That title will kill the man because he's never been a husband. He doesn't have behavior problem. Doesn't know how to talk to people. Constantly fighting. And you carry a big title and give to him and get him married with a big girl. It's gonna kill the man. Doesn't take the man one day after the wedding. Because after wedding come marriage. I hope all of you know that. After wedding come marriage. You know? Yeah. Everybody want to eat rice and dress in white gown and suits and ties for the man and white gloves so that the world doesn't leave you out in celebration. Big celebration kills cheap people, you know. Big celebration, it kill cheap people. Yes, so. Then after the wedding, the man now knows he is into something. The woman, if the woman is the type that doesn't take no commandment from nobody, there it is. Then they now realize that they are now in marriage. So that's why we say after wedding comes marriage. The man is hungry. He's calling the wife, please can you make me some food? And the man is sitting there near the kitchen. Go in there, make food. He's calling the wife to leave her job downstairs and come upstairs and making food. Huh? Big names kill small dogs. His husband now. Hey. Ay. Interesting. Doesn't the wife who do it once, do it twice, and then she lost it? Who the hell do you think you are? You are sitting right there reading newspaper, reading Reader's Digest or some magazines and watching TV. You can't go and make some food for yourself? Big titles kills cheap people, kills idiots. By the time you know it, they are fighting already. Is that how you talk to a husband? Yeah? Is that how you talk to a husband? And the wife goes, is that how you talk to a lady? They say, oh, you are now a lady, you are not a wife anymore. And by the time you know it, the wife too has lost it and starts singing. You know? Remember what was going on? How the quarrel boils down. There was a child already. Some kids were already born into the marriage. The fight was too much. One day the woman was making food. She finished cooking, fed the children, fed herself. And the man said, so now I have to go and make my own food. He said, well, you didn't bring no money. No money, no food. No money, no food. Yeah. Oh gosh, no money, no food. No wahala. You know? Wuru wuru. We say wuru wuru woman. Don't jam wuru wuru man. Oh shoot. Wuru marriage. Wuru man made wuru woman. Wuru woman made wuru man. And both of them are having wuru marriage. And both are having wuru children. Interesting. And the woman began to sing, I'm married to Jesus, Satan leaves me alone. I'm married to Jesus, Satan leaves me alone. My husband is coming to take me to heaven, something like that. To everlasting life. Children sing, and the children began to sing. Mommy, I like that song. Whoa, I'm married. And the mother began to dance in a circle, and the children follow and dance. And the father was standing there, and the mother went and danced in a circle around the father, and the children too made a circle around the father, and they were dancing. You know, the father immediately knew that they were singing and dancing against him. He ran into his room, locked the door, packed his few clothes, stood outside, got a taxi and left and did not come back. Yep. And the woman was clapping. Yep, we sang him out. We chant that idiot out of the house. The man never came back forever until today. I'm married to Satan. I'm married to Jesus. Satan leaves me alone. Yes, sir.
Wow.
And the other woman went and bought herself a bottle of Guinness and sat back sipping it and put on the music. While the husband was watching TV, she went and put on the music and turned it loud so that the husband couldn't hear. I love marriage, oh. I love marriage. You guys do not know why I like marriage. I like marriage because marriage is very. You don't need even to go and be looking at something. You see, marriage and politics, I like them, and religion. You know the reason? Because if you want to live long, there is enough happening in those three areas to make you laugh every day. It's full of drama and entertainment. Big one. Yeah. It's a lot of drama of drama. Yeah, so the woman turned the music very loud. And do you know what they were singing? They were singing that Caribbean. It's an older music. Oh my commanding. It was singing. Oh my commanding wife, you want to destroy my life. And then in the place of oh my commanding wife, the woman was singing. Oh my commanding horse. You know that's horse. Hus, husband. Oh my commanding horse. You want to destroy my life. Say it again. Oh. And she stood up and shake her bumper up and down, and shake it and pass where he is and dance back. And the man lost it, He turned the TV off, entered his car, drove and went to the bar, got drunk. I'm telling you. Hey! Woo! Altars. Open altars. Altars. I told somebody, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, that I love Americans. I love America. I really like it. And he said, why? I said, if you want to live long, this is the country where you can really live long because there's enough to laugh about every day. He said, we say like what? I said like presidents and governors and senators. He said, really? How funny is it? I said, well, Americans spend billions of dollars to elect a president. And after a week or two, they start complaining, making fun of that person. The Daily Show, late night show. For example, have you guys seen the way Joe Biden walks when he's walking? Have you seen him? Like he's walking in front and you can see him from behind, how he walks. It's so funny. It's so funny. I'm telling you, just the way he walks alone. Just funny. Yeah. America will make a mockery of their leaders to the extent that I've never seen before. They elect leaders in order to entertain themselves. So that, that's what I see. Let's go back to the issue of altars. Be honest with yourself to look at what runs in the family or what you have erected for yourself or someone has erected for you. Let me give you an example. If you and someone are trying to get a divorce and the person curses you and said you will never find someone that will love you like me, that's a curse. Don't keep quiet. Do not keep quiet. For example, there are men, especially men, who do not like women who has money. So if you have a job as a woman, because he has the title of big name and big title, kill small dogs, he has a certificate for that. So if you work, you bring your paycheck twice a month, you have to hand it over to him. I've seen it over and over and over. There are men who are like that. That's just who they are. They want, it is out of your paycheck that they will give you money. You never know what they do with their money. I've seen it so many times. I've seen it so many times. If you rebel, they start railing curses on you. I've seen it. They don't take it kindly. Those kind of men, they do not take it kindly. I call them men from hell. They don't take it kindly that you open a bank account for yourself. I know of a woman in Los Angeles today who, it was I, when I went to minister in Los Angeles, that I gave her $200 and we walked to the bank and I opened a bank account for her. I'm telling you, for the first time in her life, this is supposed to be a registered nurse. You guys do not know what I passed through trying to help women and men. Because she's not supposed to have an account. They are to do it together. And yet, long before this woman called and seek my help, all these years that they've been putting money together, do you know that the husband went behind the scene and shut down that joint account? He shut it down and took all the money in it and put in his own account. Up till today, that woman has not seen that money. It's a curse. That's a curse right there. And when the woman asked why, he cursed her, called her all kinds of names. This was long before she called me. Called that woman a prostitute. A woman who has 5 kids for you is a prostitute. Huh? Because of money. And sometimes because of the attitude of a man, a woman decides not to be sleeping with him. Doesn't want no sexual interaction. Like the Vietnamese people say, peanut no money, sex no good, me not want. Yep. Uh-huh. Money open chim. You know what that means? Money open chim. Yep. Money open chim. Yep. Yep. Me happy, sec. They call it sec. S-E-K. Sec good. Me happy. Money life me. Man help me. Sec very good. Very sweet. Yep. Do not allow any person to curse you. If they say something bad to you, right on the spot, say it back to the person. Please. Don't allow anybody to erect a violent altar for you. In the name of whether it be marriage or whatever it is. Don't allow anybody to do it. They will curse you, curse your children, and you say you don't want no fight. You are afraid the person might do something to you. Stand right there and curse the person back. In the name of the Lord. That's what David did. Goliath was cursing Israel. And nobody did anything about it. Saul never went to go and invite Samuel to come and curse Goliath. No Israelite did. All of them were fleeing from Goliath. Until David arrived and said, I'm not going to allow this. And David also cursed him in the name of his God, in the name of the God of Abraham, and then went after him. After you've cursed a person, too, you now go after that person to deal with that person squarely. If you need to call the law, call the law. Why should a man invite his mistress to come to your marital home to come and beat you up? Why? And you sit there and get blows from a mistress and from your so-called Ibakwako, fire catch husband. Huh? You stand there and receive all their curses, and then somebody turn around and preach to you and tell you why be submissive. Are you serious? Let me tell you, wherever there is a trauma, wherever there is abuse, and somebody preach to you that you should submit, that preaching itself is an altar of wickedness that is being erected for you. If you didn't know it now. Any church that preaches that women should not fight back, women shouldn't go to school, they should not occupy a position of prominence, position of money and power, an altar has been erected against that gender, against women. Any religion that teaches their men to beat the women like Islam does, and other religions, you are allowed to beat a woman, you are allowed to beat your wife. Because their religion teaches that they are like kids. Could you imagine that? It's a curse. Do not allow any human being to erect an altar for you that will cry out against you for the rest of your life. And a cycle begins that you cannot solve. If they curse you, curse them back right on the spot. Don't waste time. Do not waste time. Somebody tell you you will never progress in this world because you want to leave me. Tell the person you will never progress as long as the moon comes out and the sun comes up. As long as the daylight comes and the night cave away. As long as the night comes and the day move away. And as long as there is water in the ocean, sea, and river, you will never see good in the land of the living. Even in the land of the dead, you won't see it. Oh my gosh. You have erected the worst altar that will cry out against that person forever. I'm telling you. Woo! You allow people to be doing you wrong and be getting away with it, and you want to negotiate and be nice and sweet. I'm talking about being sweet. You don't want no problem. You are not a problem person. Well, there will be encounters that you will need to be. Because there are some human beings, if they do not see a part of you that they've never seen before, your actions, not just your words, or your creative words that has been released. I told the man, I said, for daring me and talking to me that way, whereby you don't even know me. If you wake up tomorrow morning, know that I am not who I am. He said, how dare you? Who are you? I said, that's the reason why you will not wake up. And he never woke up till today. He's still sleeping. People need to see your power. They need to see your power. Who you are as a spirit need to show up. Your mindsets need to be manifested when somebody is requesting for it. Some of you, your siblings are fighting you. They want to take land, want to take houses and businesses and money that is supposed to be shared by everybody. Are you aware that there are people in your families who do not want you to be the leader of the family, to be the decision maker? Even though you were born to be, you are the most educated, you are the most business savvy, you are the richest, but they don't want you to be. A dumb and ignorant person who goes to juju every day want to be. to make decisions for everybody. And you allow them to curse you, to threaten you, and you say nothing because you think that a servitude attitude means meekness. No. There are certain meekness that will destroy you. There's a place for meekness and there's a place for boldness. That's why those of you who don't want money in life, I pity you. Because there's a place where money talks and wealth shouts.
Amen.
We were having a meeting with a bunch of pastors and investors. Some people who did not bring money to the table wanted to talk. I told them, hey, shut it down. You are not allowed to talk in this meeting. He said, why? I said, how much money did you put down here? He said, oh, I brought an idea. I said, no. When it comes to business, we don't need no idea. Bring money first, then we all will bring ideas. You want us to bring money. I put 100,000 down on the table, and the rest of them bring their own, and then the rest of you want to bring me ideas and talk. Do you use ideas to go and buy stocks, or purchase real estates, or start a gas station, or a taxi cab business? You use ideas to buy them? Talking?
No, you use money.
You use money. You want to use ideas to go and buy mutual funds? Are you serious? Are you out of your mind? Seriously? I say, no. I don't need your ideas right now. When you brought money, then we're going to need your idea. Oh, he studied in so and so university. I say, I don't care. You can shove it somewhere inside you. God help you, bless you. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care about which university you went to. I'm not impressed. Shante put it very well for me. Don't let people come and talk and curse you. And you will see people who didn't bring money will be the ones when you become somebody and money is being made. They are the ones who are coming to come and get their own share of the pile. That's how they roll. Bring money. Let's do business. You are telling me that you are bringing a file to read me some systems. I don't need system now. I need money first. After that, we'll deal with system. Don't let people curse you by what they do. The other people who want to have sex with you in order to destroy you, and they will erect an altar against you through sex. You sleep with them one time. That's it. They download everything out of your life. You become homeless. For those of you who enjoy sex and you want to sleep with anybody, whether for money or just for enjoyment, good luck to you. And you do not know how far the little money they give to you, the $100, you don't know, or more. You don't know what they've done with it before they came to you, or what they've done with their bodies, or with their private parts as a woman or a man before they come to you. Because they are coming to you to come and extract from you what they do not have. And sex is a very easy way to get it, to download everything and upload it into themselves. And to their children they're gonna get in future. That's why some people, with a particular woman, you have a child because it's part of what they gain in sleeping with you. And then you go and get married. You are miserable, no child, nothing, no business. And then the person who slept with you many years ago has everything going on. Then you call idika imeri, and then I begin to give you the name of the person who did it. And I begin to ask for those things to be returned. And then the very day that I did it, and I return everything back to you, a man or a woman that has not called you for the last 30 years that you've been suffering, suddenly call you out of nowhere. Because the thing that belongs to you that that person was holding has been returned back to you. And all that has been broken suddenly. And they desperately begin to look for you. And they want to come and see you again. And tell you we shouldn't be enemies. A child they didn't want you to see. Your own child. Oh, I'm bringing the child, is now grown up and all of that. We are coming to see you. They are coming to finish what they did not finish. They are coming to take back what you've now taken from them. And if you are a sound person and not an idiot, you tell, please, do not come. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear from you. I will talk to you later. And I will see my child. And you call me to prepare you for such an event. So that I put the wall, what I call wall, W-A-L-L, like a real wall. It's real. It's not just invisible, but it is real. Any demon or human being that run towards you will bounce into a wall that they don't even know. Whether it's physical or spiritual, they don't even know. Because you are not allowed to know what you bounce into. You bump your head into. And sometimes people bump their head into a wall that I've created for somebody and they become mad or become sick and die out of it. These things are real. I'm not telling you people think that I'm not practicing or I'm not doing for people. That's how I make my money. If you don't know it, I'm saying it in public television. Yep. If they bump into, if I created a wall of fire for you, people want to attack you and they bump, or when I curse you and they bump into that wall, boom, their house caught fire. This is it. Or their car or something, or their businesses. They bump into, if I prepared it, if it is a wall of blood of Jesus, well, too bad. You know the rest of the story. I'm not going to say it here. If they bump into a physical wall, well, sickness and destruction. This is real Christianity that I'm telling you. This is not telling you history of the Bible. This is the practical side of power that exists in the Bible that people don't want to tap into. Because they are busy trying to get some little cheap money. Big names kill little dogs. They are looking for titles, so they cannot go into those territories. Don't let anybody curse you and set up an altar against you through sex. Sometimes people want to be nice to you and give you money for you to pay some bills, and you are like, oh, wow, that man was so good. That woman was so good. Or they take you out to go and eat. Or they invite you to their home to come and eat food they've cooked for you, or they bring you food. Sometimes they take you to go and eat in a very nice restaurant that you yourself, you think you cannot afford. Shame on you. And you order whatever you want. Candlelight dinner. And they know they cannot do what they want to finish. So they shoot PP on you, and so you have to go to the restroom to go and urinate. And they speak the words. And if you are a strong fellow, you don't want to go, they speak it in their heart. They have already asked a demon to follow them to that candlelight dinner. And you are so emotional so happy that you are being treated nicely. They say, have this, pay your rent, make your car note, and you are so happy. And always it is a check or a money order, and 90% of the time it's physical cash. Unless it's something above $1,000. And you don't ask what is really happening. And you take it. And from the day you ate with them and you took the money and their gift, your poverty starts from there and your sickness. An altar has been erected for you for poverty and destruction. And your inheritance that they were fighting with you, it came over. You have to watch how people have treated you in the past to know why they are treating you nicely now. It's not because they've repented. And even if they did, I have seen families that only one person is a multi-millionaire. Everybody else is blind, deaf, dumb, lame in that family. Until somebody called me and I told them what was happening. And I did something. And the tide turned. One person can erect an altar against everybody in a family. If you didn't know it now. One person can erect an altar against everyone in a nation and put everybody in a tumultuous situation and fear. One person can do it. So what I'm telling you is what I know. That's why if you have a leader, whether it be a religious, educational, medical, political leader, business leaders, family leader, and you are afraid of that person, you should ask yourself what is really happening. There's some of you who have had kids for several men or from several women. You have to think twice about it. Who were those men that you have kids from? Who were those women? Because majority of them, you don't talk to them no more. You don't know where they are. Or maybe they are still friends with you because you are trying to raise kids together. But ask yourself, you used to be brilliant, used to be very nice. Things used to work out for you. So what happens? There are things that you have to take very, very serious. The reason why we are dealing with this topic is, I do not want to pour money into your life, whether from heaven or from the earth. I do not want to pour wealth. I do not want to pour prosperity into people around the world who are dealing with violent altars. Either they are by carelessness or being not sensitive. Do you know that by marrying a man or woman, you have created a bad altar for yourself and for your children? And that marriage will be topsy-turvy, up and down. Today you guys are happy. Tomorrow there is violence. Problems everywhere. Children become rebellious. And you've done everything in your power to put things together. It doesn't work. That's why those of you who want to adopt children, think twice about it. Think twice about it. Think twice about who are you adopting? Who are their parents? What Because you are not just adopting a son or a daughter that belong to somebody else. You are adopting a long line of tradition, a long line of blood and spirit. That's what you're adopting. It's like saying, oh, I'm just marrying this guy or this girl. Doesn't matter. I don't need their family. I don't need their mother and father. And she said the same thing. Just wait and see. Blood is thicker than water. The man will be telling, don't worry about my mother. She's a big old witch. Everybody knows it. The condition I am, she is the cause of it. And the girl says, all right, let's go and get married. Let's leave her. She's a big old witch. My own is the same thing. Mine is not my mother, it's my father. That's what the girl will tell you. And then you guys go ahead and marry. After wedding come marriage. When life will begin to push green buttons, orange buttons, red buttons into both of your life. Ha ha ha. And life, Professor Life, come to examine student marriage. You see what will happen. That man goes back to the witch that is his mother when trouble break out. And that girl goes back to the witch that is the father. Seriously. That's how it goes. So don't let anybody fool you. You are not just marrying somebody. You are marrying a whole lot of people in one person. You are marrying generations. Voices are speaking. Be careful. Be very, very careful what you allow into your life so that you do not erect altars that you should not erect. Please, can somebody mute? Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I want us to close here, and I want to thank you for fasting today. I do not know when the outcome of this fasting will happen, but it will happen. Maybe tonight or tomorrow, I don't know. I'm simply doing what I'm asked to do. I am glad that you have spent time to look at what runs in your family and what is currently running in your life. What is keeping you from progressing? Have you asked yourself whether it's physical, mental, or supernatural? Or is it an altar? If you see something keep repeating itself, for example, you keep losing your apartment or a rental property for you and your kid, you keep seeing those repetitions. If you have moved so much, if you've moved so much, you've changed jobs so much, you've gone through so many relationships, you've been in so many marriages, you have to really sit yourself down. You've been through so many men, so many, 20, 30, 40, 50, so many men whose names you cannot even remember, and so many women. You need to ask yourself, so many jobs. You have to ask yourself some questions. What am I dealing with here? There are some of you, you've inherited big money, houses, land, kind of property, big estates. You won money too. You got retirement packages, bonuses, a lot of it that you could have invested in something that will keep recycling money for you. You didn't do anything with it. And the same thing runs in your family. You have to ask yourself questions. Some of the strongest questions for you to ask yourself is, am I honest? Am I financially faithful person? Am I truthful about money? Am I a careless, wasteful person financially? You should ask yourself that question. Another question you should ask yourself is, am I sexually faithful with one partner? Another question you should ask yourself is, why am I afraid? You are somebody that is afraid. Another question is, do I tell truth or a lie? Do lies run in my family? Are we a family of con artists, 419? Are we a family of con artists? Are we people who trade our bodies for what we need, thinking that that is a business? Are we a family of pimps and drug dealers or drug takers? You need to ask yourself that question. Do people in my family get drunk easily? Have DUIs? Have accidents? Do cancer run in the family? Different kind of things. And then those questions are for you to decide to be different. You will decide how to deal with it. Those are the things that you need to talk to me about them. Because after we finish dealing with this issue, with this topic, with this theme, we are now going into deal with releasing money and material resources into your life so that it will stay. I do not want to spend 1 second of my time on earth to listen, to waste with any human being that I'm going to pour money, cars, houses, material resources into them that they are going to lose it. And I do not want, when you get these things, then you go into a relationship in which they trick you. And then a man comes in the name of marriage and relationship and get it from you. You have to make up your mind that money and material resources in your life mean something. It's of great value to you. Because I've seen people whom their bodies is of no value to them, money is of no value to them, their children are of no value to them, nothing is of value to them. Then why are you following God? Good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hallelujah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Vicky. You're welcome, Nicole.
I'm thinking, are we fasting tomorrow?
No.
Oh, I guess a lot of people do on Fridays anyways. Okay. Okay. Good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Mary.
I'm excited. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Sister, good night.
Good night. What a day. Bye-bye.